Hi everybody, I'm Joey and I'm so excited to share with you today some new products from Stampin' Up! That they just released in our online exclusives store, online exclusives in our online store. And online exclusives just means that they're products that won't appear in a printed publication. They're just going to appear online in the store. And so sometimes I think it's good to bring attention to some of these so you don't miss anything. I think I'm ready to just go ahead and get started. I do have to do a couple of housekeeping things here. I have to get I know I'm really close to the camera. I'm sorry about that. I have to get my Facebook page pulled up so I can see. There we go. See that I'm alive and see what you're seeing. And then I have to just get live on my Create with Joey page. I'm a few minutes late today. I hope people didn't give up on me. We have a puppy, Teddy. He's about 4 months. How old is he? About four to 5 months. He was born in September. And things don't go always as planned in the mornings. Hi, Diane. So Diane jumped on, so I think I am in the right place. And I'm just going to get everything pushed around and moved around. I had it ready, and then I made some tags for some gifts this morning. And then, of course, it's kind of all over the place. So let me just get this straightened around, get my computer going, grab my ink pads, and we're ready to go. All right, I'm going to click a toolbar here, and you're going to go upside down, and then you'll be right side up for looking at the projects today. I just got home from Onstage in Houston. Onstage is a Stampin' Up! Event. Sorry, this is going to be kind of crooked for a minute. Gosh, that's really off. Once I do some videos like yesterday. I did just kind of a straight up video, and then all my positioning of my stuff gets off. Okay, I'm getting better. I'll get there. Maybe just a little bit this way. And then usually when I turn my camera, yep, I go the wrong way. I don't know why I can't get that figured out. I need a production manager. There we go. That's pretty good. Anyway, I got back from Onstage, and it was 4 days. And then I went the day before in order to just kind of get acclimated. When I can do that, I do try to do that. Because I'm not 20 anymore, friends. So it takes me a while to get things going. But there's so many fun new things coming. But actually, before I do this, I probably need to just give you a heads up on a couple things. So right now, currently, Stampin' Up! Is having, not currently, it won't happen actually until April 9th, but they have put out the retiring list. So just remember, this is a lot. I haven't posted this yet anywhere. I just need to look through it more carefully myself. But if you're on my email list, you will get my updates for this. So and I'll have it posted where you can find it. Let me just put in the link quickly to my newsletter so you don't miss anything I'm doing. That's the best way to keep up with what I'm showing and what I'm offering. Here, I'm gonna click this in. Here we go. So I'll get a link in my newsletter to this list so you can get a look at it. The reason you want to look at it now is because some of these things will go, okay, let's start that again, and I'll think through what I'm saying before I actually say it. These things are all retiring, and if you really want them, it will be good to get them now, even if they're not on sale quite yet. This actual sale starts on April 9th, but not everything is on sale. Only some things are on sale. You can see over here, I know you can't read this carefully, but all these things above here are not on sale, and then you see the percentage off for some of these things that are. So this is the annual catalog, and then this is the mini catalog. I will have links to these in my email sometime this week. So just make sure you're on my list. Then secondly, if you don't have the, if you don't have a demonstrator, I'll be happy to get you the new annual catalog. So that's what this is. I can't show you the inside, but I can show you the cover. And it's beautiful as always, and it's arranged so well for people who are shopping, and even beginning shoppers, beginning stampers rather, and beginning shoppers for that matter. So I think everyone will love having it as a resource. Then just as a little heads up for what I'm doing today, that's the wrong class. Doggone it. Oh gosh, I was making 2 tutorials this morning, but I have already made, this is not what you're getting this week, but you will get the class to go for the online exclusives, the things I'm showing you today. This is what it would look like, and then I always do step-by-step instructions with all the sizes and one close-up photo, and then a list of everything that I use. So if you put in an order of $40 or more through Sunday with this host code, you will get all the supplies for the cards I'm showing today, and you will also get, I'm trying to find something here. You'll get, okay, let me just actually think through my words. You'll get all the cards, supplies for all the cards I'm showing you today, and if your order is $50 or more, you'll also get a set of embellishments from me. Now I'm going to show you something that's called masking. Now, if you've stamped for a while, you probably have heard of this and maybe even done it. If you haven't, this is a good way to highlight your images that you really want not covered up by other images. This is masking paper, so this is called Stampin' Up! Masking paper. If you're looking for it online, that's what it looks like. And I think I can maybe use this one for our stamp. Hold on here. Get the, oh my goodness, where is the stamp? Okay, I didn't get that mounted, so here we go. Let's get it mounted. So I used this tree trunk from the Textured Timber stamp set. So this is what I'm looking at. Now remember, you can't find this in a publication. This is only online. I didn't really pay any attention to this stamp set, and then I got a couple of swap cards too, actually, where they used it, and I thought, see, that's not big enough for that. I need to show you how to do this. And then I thought, wow, that really adds some beautiful texture and backgrounds to cards. And so I thought, oh, let's go ahead and play with that. Let me find the ink pad. This is gonna be Calypso Coral, and I know I got it out. I'm not seeing it here though. I get ready for Facebook Live actually the day before. And it is out here someplace. And then, you know, a lot of times I have other things I'm working on like Wednesday morning. And then, oh my gosh, seriously? I don't see it. Okay, I have an old one. I'm going to grab my old one. And things go awry. Does anybody else make plans and really good plans and then it goes awry? Oh my goodness. Hi Pam. Oh, I'm happy you're here. Hi Martha. Okay, so now all we're doing right now is making the mask. So I just want to show you how to do that. So you're going to stamp your image. This is the masking paper. Yes. Okay, so, and I'm stamping in Calypso Coral. Then I'll show you how this works. So you grab your scissors and we're going to trim around this image. Now, you know, when we're trimming around an image for, what am I trying to say? For something you're going to put on your card. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm cutting right on the very edge because I don't want any extra space from the mask to the paper. So I'm cutting right on the edge because this is not how we cut an image for putting it on our stamp set. I'm not going to cut that space out there. And I'm right on the edge, right on the edge. Okay, that's important when you trim it. Now, this is sticky on one side. Let's see if I can get this apart. So then you're going to remove this backing, which, you know, of course on a video never goes quite like it should. And if I can't get this to go, I will, because I don't want to waste your time. Oh, there we go. Okay, so got my, and it strips off in strips. Those larger pieces actually have two, the backing is in two strips. Now, this is very, very sticky. So what I do is I'm just going to stick it actually on my clothing once to make it a little less sticky. So it's going to pick up a little bit of the lint, but it's still plenty sticky. But it keeps it from really sticking to your cardstock and... sorry, what was I going to say? I lost my track. I was trying to thought I was looking at my comments. It keeps it from sticking really, really hard to your paper and possibly tearing it because it has a good grip. But it is meant to be peeled off. That's why it's called masking paper. See, you can see that that's pretty sticky right there. I'm going to actually put it back on my pants and get it a little less sticky. So that's my first hint when you're using masking paper. So now I'm going to ink it up again. I'm going to use Calypso Coral on my card. And I don't even see my sample. You guys, I was organized. I seriously was. Okay, we're just going to stamp this. It doesn't matter where we're going to stamp it. Okay, so there we go. And then I'm going to take this mask and gently put it over my image and match up all those edges like so. And then I'm not going to re-ink this because I want a lot of variations of this particular color. Maybe I might even ink it again. Okay, so that's 3 Calypso Coral tree rings. Would we call this a tree ring? I guess we probably would. Now I'm going to go to Petal Pink. I can't even find my card, you guys. I'm gonna have to remember what it looked like. Okay, if you're joining me for the first time, yes, it's a little crazy here, but hopefully you'll enjoy the cards and you'll find some inspiration and some ideas, even though I'm kind of wackadoodle sometimes. All right, so see how that covered up. So my image, my main image is still the main image. It didn't get muddied up by the secondary images. Now I'm going to cover this guy. Same thing right here because I'm making my own background paper. Basically, this is how you can make your own background paper. And I'm taking Petal Pink. Pam, you can see it under the paper and under, oh, bless your heart. Oh my gosh, you guys, what would I do without you? Yes, here's my sample. This is what we're making. Bless your heart. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to stamp. Now I'm going to kind of avoid this. I didn't want to bother making 2 masks, but I'm going to kind of try and avoid that edge and still kind of fill up this corner. And then I want this to, I kind of still want my Calypso Coral ones to be what I'm featuring. So I'm going to use it again. And then I'm going to stamp, I've already stamped this once. I'm going to stamp it again. There we go. And I might do one more light one over here. And then I actually think I need a little bit more Calypso Coral. So I'm going to go back to my Calypso Coral. Pam, I'm still looking at your message under the paper and the other ink pad. Bless your heart. I'm glad you could see it. Okay, so we're going to ink this up again, but I don't want a really bright one. So I'm going to stamp it off on scrap paper one time. I don't want it too light and I don't want it too dark. So I have my mask here. I'm not going to worry too much about those two. And Voila. Okay, I think we've got everything covered. And that's what you call masking. Now, it makes a bigger difference when you're using images. Say you have a person, an image of a girl, and you have an image of a basket, and you want the basket to be sitting at the foot of the girl. You would stamp your girl, and then you would make a mask of her, and then you would put your mask on it, and then you would stamp your basket. And then your basket will be up front, in front of the girl, and it all looks really nice. I probably should have, I might show this again using images in the not too distant future so that you can maybe tell a little bit of what this does, but I think it does pretty much show what I was trying to show you, and it gives you an idea of something to try. All right, let's go ahead and keep going here. I'm going to grab Petal Pink from my cardstock, and let's get my bone folder. It's always a good idea to go ahead and crease your cards with your bone folder and just reinforce the fold so it lays flat. And then I'm going to take my early espresso and I'm going to just turn it at an angle. Now this piece is, I think it's 4 by 5 1/4. It'll be in my PDF tutorial what the exact size. It might be just a little bit smaller than that, but I think that's what it is. And I'm going to keep it purposely at an angle. I'm watching this edge down here and this edge up here to try and keep them about the same distance from the edge of the card. And then this guy is going to actually be straight with the card. So that was kind of hard to write up on the PDF. I don't know that I explained it carefully, but the good news is you will always have this video to actually see what I'm doing. So I'm doing it on Facebook Live. If you're watching on YouTube, just know that this is a recording of my Facebook Live. So there's chit chat. If people ask questions or they make comments and I can see the comment, then I usually jump in and visit a little bit. So just know that ahead of time. If you are enjoying it, I would invite you to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, or if you're watching on Facebook, either live or replay, I invite you to like and follow my page. All right, I'm using, my friends, these are the encircled in nature dies. I love these. And I use them for several of the cards. Again, you won't find these online, but you won't find these in the catalog, but you will find them online. With this die, I call this a berry wreath. I don't know if that's what it actually is, but I'm calling that a berry wreath. This beautiful wreath. And I did a whole class on this, a whole Facebook Live on this 2 weeks ago. And that's on YouTube. It's also on my Facebook page in the videos if you want to find that. So I've got everything down here. Now for this, you know, if you really wanted this to be, I'm going to get out this little tray here. If you really wanted this to be, I don't have any words today. I should probably just be making a video without sound today. Not sure it's helping. I'm putting tiny dots. I'm just putting little dots. Tombow is your friend as long as you don't use it and abuse it. You know what I'm saying? Little dots. Here we go. Let's go ahead. Now I did it on my little tray there in order to avoid getting stickiness on my working space. So I'm going to put this little wreath a little bit more to the right than the left. It's not going to be centered exactly. And then I'm just going to kind of pop it down, and then that glue and those little dots will stick. What I'm starting to say, if you really want this to be stuck down, you can use the self-adhesive sheets for die cutting, and then they make everything a sticker. So that would have made this a sticker. Those are available. They're in the catalog right now, so you can find them there. They're called self-adhesive die sheets. Alrighty, I've already done some of the die cutting for this just to make this faster because I've already showed you what I wanted to show you. And then I'm going to take early espresso ink, and the saying I'm using is from another online exclusive stamp set that is called, did I take it from this one? Comforting Thoughts, wishing you comfort. Yes, that's it. So I'm scattered today. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my age. That could be a lot of it. Or because I've got too many things going on, which I think probably is most of it. This is my full-time job. I'm constantly stamping or creating or prepping. By the way, if you ordered last week during my March Madness free mystery box special, all those are packed up. If you live locally, they're ready for you to pick up. If you don't live locally, they're being shipped tomorrow. They're all ready to be out for the postman, and then he'll come here and pick them up tomorrow. Okay, this is this beautiful die from, again, Encircled in Nature, and when you run it through the die cutting machine, it cuts two. So, and the reason for that is because they go two different directions, and it's so nice to cut two at the same time. I love that. I'm going to do basically the same thing with my Tombow. Pam says, as my grandson learned in kindergarten, just a dot, not a lot. Oh, that is a phrase to remember. Just a dot, not a lot. Sometimes it's just hard to remember that. You don't need glue on every surface to get your, whatever it is, glued down. In fact, you don't want glue on every part of it. So just be happy with like a few dots, and then you're going to be good to go without getting sticky all over your project and your hands. In fact, I might even grab, I have a tweezers here. Whoops, that's not working very well, is it? Like so. And I'm going to put this guy kind of down here on my wreath. This sparkle paper is from also an online exclusive that's called Old Olive, Berry Burst, and White Glimmer Paper. There we go. There we go. Okay. Again, you could put this on adhesive backed paper and you would not have to mess with the Tombow. I do that when I remember to do it, but usually when I'm just creating, I don't remember to do it, or I don't take time. Now we're going to just go ahead and put our greeting on. This label was cut from the Stylish Shapes die. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, nope. We have to get some ribbon on this. Well, not actually ribbon, but twine. So what I did with this is, instead of tying the bow on the front, I tied the bow, and it's out here, you guys. I promise I had this out. Yes, here it is. Okay, so let me grab, this is called Linen Thread, and it's just a real natural, neutral color of twine. I use this so much. I love this twine. Okay, so I'm making a bow here. Wrap my fingers around like this, pulling it through. And it's not going to be a huge bow, but it's going to be big enough that it's going to peek out from my greeting. Let's see if that's going to work. I'll try this. Yeah, that's actually almost perfect. Okay, and I always tie my bows right from the bolt. It saves your ribbon, so it's a good thing to do that. Now for this, I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive, quite a bit of adhesive, just on the back of this. And then I'm going to turn my bow, so it's going to kind of be like this on my card. I kind of want it to go like that, and then I'm just sticking it to the back. See this? You can move it if you want to, but I kind of love how that works, and it doesn't get in the way of your greeting. Sometimes when I'm making bows, I get carried away with bows. I like bows. I like embellishments, so I use bows quite a bit. And sometimes, and ribbon, and sometimes they just get in the way of your greeting. So this is a way to avoid that, and works really well with linen thread. Sometimes with ribbon, any ribbon that's very wide, you probably wouldn't want to do this with, but it's great for linen thread. Pam says she likes the way that masking turns out. It gives a unique look. It does give a unique look. I'm not absolutely sure this card shows it as well as I wanted to, but you got the idea of it. So we might revisit it again coming up in the future, but for today, you saw how to do it, and then if you want to, you can try it. It's easy and it's fun, and as I said, you know, maybe I'll try and show it with images instead of just gosh, I can't even finish a sentence. Images instead of, well, these are images, but images that are of like things. Well, that is too, I don't know how to explain it. Okay, do you get what I mean? I think you do. All right, my friends, here is our finished card, and everything on this that we use, the stamps, the greeting, the image, the dies are all online. So make sure when you are shopping and you're looking for something that's not in the catalog, you just go to the online store and search in the search bar. Okay? All right, so there we go. Now the gems I use, so these gems are not current. These were from the Christmas catalog. They're called adhesive backed glitter sequins, but I have quite a few of them, so I'll be giving some of these away in my class projects this week, or my class kits this week with this class, because they're so pretty and glittery, and I really like them. But they're not current in the catalog, so, or online, so you can't buy them, but I'm going to give some away this week in my kits. Alrighty, so that's number one. Let's go to number two. We're going to stick with that same stamp set, the wood grain stamp set, and I don't know, I forgot to get these mounted, so let me go ahead and mount this guy. We need a big block for this. Looks like a tree, actually. It looks like the trunk of an actual tree. Let me grab a block. Now, I like to get things straight, so I usually even up my block, and then I'm looking up and down on my grid paper to make sure I get this straight. Now, it may not be exactly straight, but that's okay. So now for this, I'm going to take pecan pie ink, and we're on pecan pie paper. Usually when I'm doing an image like this, I start on the outside and then I put the middle one in, because there's room for about 3 of these. But with this image, since you can't really see because it isn't photopolymer, you can kind of see with the design. I'm not very good in the camera, so let me move this up, or let me move my camera out just a touch here, just a little bit. Let's see if that's a little better. And then for this one, I'm going to start squared up straight down the middle. So I'm going to go here. Okay, and since I'm doing tone on tone, it's not going to make too much difference. I'm not going to try to do a certain amount of space between the sides. I'm just doing tone on tone to kind of fill this up. I have to stand up now. You can't see me standing, but that's what I'm doing. I'm going to, and then I'm going to go next to it, but I'm trying not to get right on it. Yeah, good. I like that. I'm happy with that. Okay. And again, it's kind of it's just a background image, so it doesn't have to be exact. Kind of looking down through there. And there we go. And I'm okay with that. I don't need it to be exact exact in any way for this particular card. If you were doing one where you really needed it to be exact, you would need to practice probably on some scrap paper a couple times to see that you are getting it the way you want it to be. Then we're going to grab some of this beautiful natural polka dot ribbon. I think it's called natural, yeah. Natural polka dot ribbon. This, my friends, is on low inventory. I think I saw, hi Liz, and I think I saw Kathy hop on. Hi Kathy. It's been very popular. It's part of the Latte Love suite. If you've been looking online at some of the new products, that's a new suite that we're going to look more at next week. We'll do a whole class on that. I'm going to see if I'm doing this straight up and down. All I did was put adhesive on the back of my cardstock to hold my ribbon in place. Whoops, that's not very good. This is pretty stiff ribbon, so I'm trying to press it down pretty well. Let's see if I'm straight. That's pretty straight. Yeah, I think that'll work. Okay, then we're going to just mount this on a little bit bigger piece of basic white. So this is 3 3/4 by 5. So the basic white's going to be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, because this is a tiny border. Sometimes you want to make this 1/4 of an inch bigger instead of 1/8 of an inch because it's very, very tiny. And I did not get that straight. Oh boy, we gotta fix that. That is way too crooked, Joanne. You know what I need though? I need a darker surface to see this because I was having trouble seeing. There we go. Now I can see it much better and get it lined up much better. Sometimes if it's just a little off, I don't bother with it, but that was pretty obviously off. There you go. That's better. I like that. Sometimes you just have to be mounting it on a dark piece of paper so you can actually see what you're doing. Okay, and I'm going to take this cardstock. I made this kind of a tone-on-tone card. This is pecan pie. And then we're just going to mount this. I love these white polka dots with this white paper. I think it turned out cute. We're going to also use those same dies, those oak leaves. I'm kind of in love with those oak leaves. They're so pretty on here. And I die cut them in both lemon lime twist. Let me get these out here. And lemon lolly. I've already die cut. This is also in that same set of dies, the stylish shapes. And let me grab the greeting for you. Then this is also out of that Comforting Thought stamp set. Alrighty, here we go. Let's do pecan pie for this one. Here's where I'm kind of missing my glass mat, because on my glass mat, you can just wipe it off quick and you don't have this mess you're looking at. Thinking of you, praying for you, and hoping with you. I really like that. Okay, so that's just our greeting, also in pecan pie. Now, I'm going to take these oak leaves and I'm going to, one of these is supposed to be flowers, but it looks like I did all oak leaves. I meant to do a flower, but we'll just call it good. See, this flower is kind of like lilacs in the spring. I meant to do one of those, but we're not going to take time to do it. We'll just go with what we've got. So let me get this cleaned off before I put my hand in it or the card in it and get ink where we don't want it. Okay, so now I'm going to kind of get this arranged here without gluing it yet. I want this to kind of go here. Let me get a little glue on this. Just a little dot in several places and then you're good to go. So I think my greeting's probably gonna go about there. And then I'm just gonna take, I want this to kind of frame my greeting. So I'm gonna just go slightly to the outside of this, because I'm gonna put another one. And this is why you need two, because you need them to go the direction you need them to go. So that's why they gave you 2 dies. Yes, that'll work well. So let me just put a few dots of this too. I had a lot of fun in Houston. You know, when we go to, this was for any demonstrators. So I got to see a lot of my friends that are demonstrators that I only see at events like this, because we don't live near each other. Okay, I'm kind of visioning this how I want it. I want it to go maybe a little bit more out this way. So kind of this is kind of like a row. I mean, they bend obviously, so it's not, yeah, so it's going to look like that. That would be pretty actually, just like that. But I did a little bit more on this one. In fact, well, this is what should have been a flower. So, but we're going to use the leaf. So we'll go there. And then I'm going to also take off, I'm going to snip this down a little bit and just take the bottom part of this as well. And then I think before let me get that stuck down. Before I do that side, I'm going to go ahead and use my dimensionals I'll just get a new set out here for the greeting. And then when I have ribbon like this on a card, I try to stay away from it. So I'm going to put my mini, or what am I talking about? My dimensionals, not my mini, just regular dimensionals. I think I was thinking mini glue dots. And I'm going to go ahead and get this stuck down on the outsides of that ribbon. See how it kind of holds everything in place that way? Then let's go ahead and let's get this guy down here. Maybe I'll take off even a little bit more there. And then we'll go back. And then you can keep these little bits for something else. And just a little dot, dot, dot. Might as well get, well, I need to, well, let's go ahead. Just dot, dot, dot. Okay, tiny, tiny dots. All right, so now we're going to, I didn't really want this to be a mirror image of that side. So as I said, this should have been flowers. That's what I meant it to be. I'm going to take my piercing tool and kind of stick this back under here a little bit more. There we go. I want that stem to be kind of coming out there. And then this guy, I'll show you my original so you can see it with flowers, is going to come out down there. So that's why I did them. Oh, there's the one I was going to use. Let's get that up. And I kind of know where my glue is, so I'm kind of sticking it, avoiding trying to put my fingers where it is not. So there's that. And then I did the same gems for this one. Since I have so many of these and I can also give them away in my kits, I'm just going to go ahead and use them because they're so sparkly and pretty. Okay. And even though they came out in the winter catalog, I mean, this is for all year. Look at those colors. Those are for all year. So there's that one. So there's our first two. Let me grab my, here is my sample. So you can see here where I used the flowers. I like that better than the leaves. But you get the idea that you can use the leaves just to frame around things, or you know, put behind a greeting like I did, or they're just so pretty. I know I said I've used them a lot. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's go on to card number 3. So these are all kind of thinking of you cards. I just have people going through stuff. Just a friend from church just came down with a cancer diagnosis. There's just stuff going on. You know how that goes. It's very, it's really concerning when people get diagnoses that are so serious. And the process is sometimes, depending on what cancer it is, a very long process. I have a friend that's still recovering. She's been in recovery pretty much for a year, trying to find these geese, people. I might maybe not have mounted this one. For this, I'm using the Feathered Flight stamp set. Now, there's no dies that go with this, but I thought the artwork was so pretty. Oh, I did mount them. Ha! Okay, well, they're here somewhere then. Let me find them. Pam, I need you here to find what I can't find. Goodness gracious, Joe. Oh, here it is. And here it is. Okay, I got them. Let's go ahead and use tone on tone again. So I'm going to go, actually not Lost Lagoon, but I'm going to go a little bit darker with, not that. No, we need the little ducks. Wait a minute. Did I get that one mounted? Hang on. Talk amongst yourselves. What did everybody do for St. Patty's Day? Did you do something fun? I flew back home on St. Patty's Day, and that's the day we came home from Houston. Good heavens. Let me see. Did I get that one? Yeah. Okay. You know, I think I do better with Facebook Live. If I've missed a week, if I don't miss a week, if I've missed a week, it goes even more scattered than normal. All right, we're going to just randomly stamp these cute little, this trio of geese. Just on the side here of the right. We're not going to fill the whole card because we're going to cover up with some DSP. So there's Pretty Peacock on Lost Lagoon. And I'm going to take, this is from the actually from the coffee paper, but I'm going to use this side. The coffee paper is not called the coffee paper. It's called Latte Love. It's that sweet. So if you type in, I don't know if that's what the paper is called exactly. But if you type in Latte Love, everything will come up. Let's go ahead and put this guy. This is a sweet and easy card. Anyone can make this. Doesn't take a super amount of time to make it. And I'm going to just leave about, not quite 1/4 of an inch or so on the other side, on the left side. And this just go down, straight down with my DSP. Then I'm grabbing my white cardstock. My cardstock bases are all with thick cardstock. These are all thick white, or if they're the colored cardstock, they're already thick, like so. And then we're going to do a little more stamping. Let me go ahead and get this down. So this week, normally I do 3 cards, and you get 2 each of 3 cards for a $40 order. This week, because I'm showing so many products and we're doing 4 cards, you're going to get 1 each of these this week, but you'll get, gosh, my words. You'll get the supplies for everything I'm using, except for the stamped images. You will need your own stamps. Stampin' Up! Doesn't let us send stamped images, so just be aware of that. So you'll either have to have the stamps I use if you want to make them exactly like mine, or you can just substitute with something you have. Since these are all new products, I'm guessing that not everybody's watching will have everything. But if you do have everything, you can do it exactly as I did. If you don't, then you can use what you have. There you go. That's part of the creativity. Everything that is die cut, that is not anything that's is die cut that is not part of the sets I'm showing will be done for you. Like this piece will be done for you in die cut because it's not part of anything I'm showing today. So that's true of all my classes. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna mount this. This is from the perennial postage dies, they're called. And this little blue piece is 2 1/8 by 2 7/8. And we're going to put this on like this. First, I'm going to stamp this. On my original, I stamped, let me pull it out. I stamped the greeting in like this. But I wondered when I went through it if I should put the greeting on. I'm going to stamp the greeting on the pool party. I'll do it on both, and then we'll see which one we like better. Sometimes when I take the photos, I feel like, oh, that needs to change, and that was kind of how I was feeling about this greeting. This greeting is, again, from the stamp set. So this greeting is in this stamp set, Thinking of You. So, and I think this would be nice for a man. I'm going to put glitter paper on it, but, you know, I put glitter on everything. So any man that knows me knows if he gets a card from me, it's probably going to have something sparkling on it. Okay, so there you go. There's those two greetings. Pam's laughing. Are you laughing because I said I need you to have you here with me so you can find my stuff? Oh my gosh. If you guys watch me get ready, you would see that I'm really careful. I go through the cards. The issue is I can't, once I get everything ready on Tuesday, I'm still working on other projects. So it's kind of like, and so then I move things because I have them all, you know, organized and ready, but then I move them. So that doesn't work the best. This glitter paper is from a group of glitter paper called 3 Color Glimmer Paper, and it has the Pretty Peacock, Highland Heather, and Petal Pink in it. And I've used so much of the purple. I thought I've got to use some of these other colors. Okay, this, all right, what do you think? I know it's going to take a while for the comments to come through because there's a delay on Facebook, but do you think this one, like my original on the Lost Lagoon, or do you think the pool party? Chime in, and even if you're watching replay, you should chime in. So this will go like this. It'll be popped up, but that's how that would go. And this is what it looks like with the Lost Lagoon. What do you like, kids? Oh, I'm seeing lots of hearts. Thank you for the hearts. Just tell me, though, type in that you like the pool party greeting or you like the Lost Lagoon greeting. While you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and put dimensionals on the back of this. And then maybe some of you will have chimed in. Pam likes pool party. I'm thinking maybe pool party because it's funny that when I make a card, you know, I like the way I make them, otherwise I would keep working on it until I did like it. But sometimes when I look in the camera, I see something different than I see in real life. I'm not sure why that is. We're going to go ahead and stick this down. Martha says pool party. I think you girls are on the same track as I was when I saw it in the camera and took my picture. Now the tutorial for this is done. So if I need to put adhesive on the back of this. If you get this kit, I'll put pool party in the kit, but the PDF will say, because it's all done and all the directions are made into a PDF. Oh, how did I do this? I did it kind of like this at an angle. I don't really like that. I'm changing it. So let's go straight like this. It's going to say pool party paper, but you'll know if you watch the video that we switched it up. Okay, there we go. I like that. I think we did good with the pool party. Let's go ahead and, if you emboss the green and white. Oh, yeah, Liz said, what about using the pool party or the Lost Lagoon, but embossing in white? That would have been actually really good, Liz. Liz makes beautiful cards. She's my friend from many years. We have the same upline, Liz and I. I'm gonna kind of put this down here. My idea was kind of that my ducks were floating in the water instead of like white space, but I didn't want to go way up there. I don't think that looks good. Let's try it. Oh, it'll be okay. Maybe it is okay. Let's do it on this card. It's not going to be on my other card, but it will be on this card. Now, what happens is we've got dimensionals on dimensionals. So let's sneak this off and let's move these so they're lower. We don't want them up high. But I do like the pool party right under the ducks. So we're gonna go, yeah, I like this. I still can't kind of stay off of the label. It's kind of crooked. Okay, this is taking a while, sorry. I have to stand up to get it straight. I don't know why. Let's go this way. And then let's get this straightened out here. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There you go. There we go. I think our teddy boy is asleep. He's been chewing on a bone. We get these they're called Best Belly, I think is what they're called, from Chewy.com. And I'm not advertising for them, but they have they're rawhides, but they've been, I don't know, gone through some process that makes them very easy to digest. And they come in flavors. So one flavor is venison. And then I can't remember what the other one was, but he loves these. So, and they last a long time. They'll last several days. So, I like that, everybody. I think we did good with this. I like it. He's very content. So when I'm really busy, I often give him, like during the day, most days I am really busy. So he will chew on that little rawhide bone, most of the day. Okay, there's that. And then for this one, I did use the new, I call them coffee gems. That's not what they're called. Adhesive-backed swirled dots. I need to get these names down, make sure I give you the names. These, I'm sorry to say, and these are from the Latte Love Suite I was talking about earlier. These are out of stock right now. They've been so popular, but they're coming back. I think it's the end of March. That I don't know for sure. And sometimes they come in earlier than they're expected. So what do you think of that? Do you like the colors? Do you think the glitter, what I should say is, do you think the glitter paper is okay for a man? I think it's okay. It's not over the top. The gems aren't flashy. So there we go. There's that one. Thanks, Liz. Pam likes the colors. I'm donating blood, and she heard you say my ducks are floating in the water. Yeah. Well, my ducks are everywhere. My personal ducks they're quacking, they're walking all around, they're in the water, they're out of the water, they're just kind of definitely not in a row. All right, my friends, my last card, I have a really sweet and easy technique I want to show you with, let me get it out, this set. I really love this set. It came out, again, it's one of the new online exclusives, but it has these beautiful trees that have a reflection in the water here. So here's a group of 3, and then here's a longer tree line, and then the reflection. And then, words of thoughtfulness. So sorry for your loss, you're on my mind. And for this one, we're going to use God as our refuge and strength. So they just have beautiful greetings. I just really like this. I hadn't played with it or made anything with it since I bought it. So I thought this is the time we're going to do something fun with it. So I'm taking Balmy Blue ink. Oh, Martha, thank you for all the hearts. That's really sweet. My ducks are not in a row, Diane said. Yeah. I'm with you, my friend. There are no rows of ducks. There's ducks everywhere, but they're not in a row. Okay, so this is Balmy Blue. And I'm going to take now a small blending brush and Highland Heather ink. Okay, so now, oh, I see on my hand, this is where I tried a lip pencil this morning and didn't wash it off. Was trying to say, what goes with my pink shirt? I have a pink shirt on. So, oh well, that's, you know, my hands are usually a mess when I'm on Facebook Live. Okay, one of the reasons I used paper today for my background instead of my glass mat is because I want to stamp this off. So I want this to be really light. So I'm going to get rid of that. Oh, that's Gorgeous Grape. Ah, we don't want that. That's too dark. Let me grab... I grabbed the wrong ink. Here we go. Let me get rid of that. So I don't have a new one here, or I would just grab it. I have to go get it out of a drawer. But it should be okay. If you get the wrong color, especially if they're compatible, like Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape, just rub it, and most of it will come off. Okay, now I am going to just still do this really lightly, because if you don't, you get a blob. And I'm still going to kind of stamp it off. You can always put on more, but you can't put on less. And then there's a flat spot across this. Can you kind of see that darker spot there? And I'm going to kind of brush on this purple ink really lightly. I don't want any kind of a blob. So now I'm going to go back, because I know that's not very much, and I do want it to show, but I don't want any dark spots. So I'm going to start on this end and brush up into the trees. You kind of have to trust, you can't see what's happening, so you kind of have to trust that you don't have any blobs. And then a little bit more in the middle. Okay, now since this has been sitting a while, I'm going to huff on it with my breath in order to re-moisten all the Balmy Blue. So here we go. I'm going to huff on the ink pad, the stamp. There we go. And then we're going to hope for the best here. It's always going to be a surprise. There we go. Now I could have got more purple on there. I thought less is more, but I'm okay with that. So you might try it a few times to see and get it exactly like you want it. Just try it on scrap paper a time or two and see how it blends. But I did want it to really blend in, which it does. Maybe even too much, because I could have used more purple on it. But I'm gonna go with it. If I was here and had if I was here by myself and had a lot of time, I might do it over really quickly, but we're not going to do that today, because you get the idea of it. Now, this is going to make a lot of you happy. Wink of Stella. And by the way, it's coming in. They don't know when yet. They don't have a date, but apparently the whole world has decided Wink of Stella is like the best thing ever. Now I'm going to go across this row. I wish you could see this. You're not going to really be able to tell what this looks like, but this card in person is just so pretty. Hi Connie, I'm glad you could go live. You could find me too. I don't think there's any way you're gonna see this. I'm gonna try and hold it up to and then I'm gonna try to, and the camera is really blurry, so let me come down a little bit more and see if there's any way you can see this shimmer. I don't think you're gonna be able to, no. But in person, you just have to trust me. In person, it's really, really pretty. And then I went up, you know, this is not an exact science. I went up the tree trunks. Hang on, I'm going to grab a piece of scrap paper here. First of all, I kind of hate this mess you're looking at. Next week, I'll be on my glass mat. And I'm going to gently squeeze my Wink of Stella, because I I'm not sure I have quite enough in the brush, but you want to gently squeeze it because you don't want to waste it because it will come out in a blob if you're not careful. And I think that's going to actually be okay. So I'm just going up on this trees. You're going to have to kind of imagine that these are sparkly trees. I tend to like muted colors and soft colors, and so those aren't always the best for video. Now I have a blob of Winkestella right here, which is, you know, not ideal, but we're gonna go ahead and make our tree line near the lake, and this will be the lake right below it, with a lot of Winkestella. Then we're gonna pull the Winkestella up into our trees. A little bit more than it was, so I kind of have a blob right there, even though I tried not to. So, and if you want more, you can dip back into your little pool here and go back over some of those trees. So, as I started to say, I do like subtle colors and pastels, and they just don't always show up. And glitter, it doesn't always show up on the video, but I wish you could be here with me and see this card in person because I think you would really love it. Okay, now we're going to mount that on Smoky Slate. I tried it with a blue, I tried it with other colors, and I just didn't, it's such a subtle image, I just didn't want to take away from the image in any way. So I'm going to just, this is a piece of white 3x4, and the Smoky Slate is 3 1/8 by 4 1/8. And I know some of you have told me you don't like those 1/8 borders because they're so hard to get straight. I'm going to leave this here because I just don't want you looking at the mess. Okay, so now with the extra Winkestella, I'm going to see if you can see it. No, it's too close. The camera won't focus. I don't know, I just don't think you can see it. But you can imagine it because if you've stamped it all for very long, you probably have Winkestella in your stash. So there's our Winkestella. I'm probably going to get that on something too. That's my little drop of extra Winkestella. Oh, thank you, Diane. Martha, I think you will love it. I really love it. I can't wait to make more cards with it. I'm happy I finally used it. I've been showing a lot of the exceptionally popular things, like that are in the new group of cards that Stampin' Up, or cards, not cards, products that Stampin' Up just released at the 1st of March. But now I'm getting more to things I really love, and I just want to share them with you because you might really love them too, and or maybe you didn't notice them in your first time through the catalog. Again, this one just has those 2 images. It's so sparkly, you guys. I really wish you could see it. Then I'm just gonna, this is just a 1/2 inch scrap. I'm gonna take my scissors. Look, that was my ribbon scissors I grabbed. And I'm just gonna angle this end just a little bit. Let's see if that's about right. Maybe a little more off of that. Like so. Okay, there we go with that. And then get rid of this mess. And then we're going to stamp the greeting in Smoky Slate as well. So I love the scripture that this comes from. God is our refuge and strength. It's Psalm 46:1. And it's one of my favorite scriptures. It's very comforting and encouraging. I'm going to write this. I'm going to stamp this to the right of my greeting, and I'm going to hope I've got it straight. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, Joey, you did get that one. Okay, so let's clean it though before we go any further. Here, let me get this out here. I hate having a mess on the camera. So we're gonna go kind of with this. Next week I'll have my glass mat, but I didn't want to use it this week. Okay, so here we go. Now this, I'm gonna put this greeting on with dimensionals. I put my base of my card flat with adhesive. I didn't put any. I'm going to put this on the very end. I didn't put any dimensionals on the back of my greeting. We're going to go like this. If you make this card or something like any of the ones that I've showed today, I would love for you to share it with us on my, you can share it on my Create with Joey page, or if you're in my Stampers group, I keep moving. I have another Facebook group of my followers called Create with Joey Stampers group. So if you make any of these cards, this one or any other, or similar ones where you use the ideas, I would really love to see them. Very much so. Okay, now back to the oak leaves. I did them this time in the white shimmer. Can you see that, how shimmery that is? And I'm going to just, I'm going to make it go this way. Now for this, I do want to kind of be careful about where I put adhesive, because I am going to use mini dimensionals for this one. And I'm going to put the mini dimensionals in the fattest part of the leaf. And if they show on front, yep, that's good. It doesn't show. Since it's white, backed on white, we're going to do okay, I think. If we just get it on the fat part of the leaf. Let's see where this is going to go. Like this. And then one down here. That's probably enough. Let's see what happens here. But I just love these oak leaves. And when I think of my faith in God and who God is, I often think trees, especially oak trees, kind of represent his strength. So I purposely wanted this oak leaf on this particular card, even though I used it on some of the others too, just because it's so pretty. I used it on this one because of the symbolism. So there we go. Now, that would be pretty in itself. I did go ahead and add ribbon. This is the silver and white ribbon, it's called, when you go online, or white and silver edged ribbon. I think the white comes first. White and silver edged ribbon. Now, I don't want to overpower this very delicate image, so I'm going to make this bow pretty small. I love the shimmer on this. This is beautiful ribbon, and it's easy to tie. And I love the shimmer on it, but we don't want to take away from our gorgeous stamped image. So really small bow. I think that'll probably be good. And then I do have ribbon scissors. Make sure you keep one set of scissors just for ribbon, because paper dulls, and we have to have scissors to cut paper because that's who we are, we're paper crafters. But just keep a separate one for ribbon, and then it will always be sharp. If you sew, or you had a mom that sewed like I did, you know that you didn't touch her sewing scissors. If you did, it wasn't a happy scene. At least at our house it wasn't. My mother loved to sew, and it was kind of her escape from everything, kind of like stamping is for me. And the sewing scissors were forbidden. I'm going to put 2 small glue dots on here. If you're commenting, I can't see it because my computer face went to sleep. But let's see. I'm going to turn this bow just kind of a little bit like that. So again, it doesn't get in the way of our scene right there. And then I'm taking, again, those same adhesive back glitter sequins. It's a lot of words for me to remember. And as I said, you can't buy these, but I'm going to send them in some of my kit supplies if you put in an order with this zip code. Oh my Lord. This host code, if you use that host code through Sunday night, you'll get the supplies for all these cards. See, I'm going to put this kind of in an unsuspected place. maybe right at the top of my tree line. You'll get all the supplies for all 4 cards, and if you put in a $50 order, you'll get a set of adhesives of some kind, and the first orders I get will get the ones I'm using today on this. So here's our 4 cards for today's class, and using all online exclusives. Everything I used today was an online exclusive. Let's pull this up, and get this guy on down here. So there we go. There's our 4 cards for today. I'm going to try and pull up my computer to see if I missed any comments. Thank you. Oh, thanks, Liz. Thanks, everybody, for your sweet comments. I'm so happy that you like them. I really had fun making them. Let me get this in the camera better. So they have a lot of sparkle. At least these 2 have a lot of sparkle, which you can't really see too much, but maybe a little bit. So you kind of have to trust me on that. All right, thank you so much for watching. I will get this loaded up to YouTube later today. I always do it the same day. Have to get myself up here as a video, but sometimes I don't get it done till evening. But thanks for watching. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next Wednesday, and we'll have more fun stamping together. Thanks for joining me. Love you. Bye-bye.